So let's walk through this with Marybel's story. So the inciting crisis for her was the foundation cutting the entire type of work she was doing, right? So it's disrupted her normal paradigm of, this is work that I'm doing, I'm really good at it, I enjoy doing it, I care about it. So many of you might be feeling very similar stuff, right? Next thing is meet your guides. So this is when she, after the 40, 50 applications in 3 weeks and no luck, she found us and started working with us. We're not saying you have to work with us. We're saying meet people who know something about the job search, the modern job search process. Surround yourself with friends, family, colleagues, coaches, advisors, whatever that looks like for you.
This
Find
is a time
people
to
help
ask
guide
for
you.
help.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Next thing is face your fears. So for Marybel, one of her big fears was that, I don't know where I'm going to be next. I don't think I'm a technical person, right? I don't think I have enough of technical knowledge to be doing some of the things that I want to be doing. So I really need to be only looking at the kind of administrative side of things. And that was a huge fear, and that can come from being in these settings that so value technical expertise that you feel like you're not quite ready. It's some of that imposter syndrome type stuff. I'm not going to be ready for this. Then it's finding your strengths. So it's actually going through and understanding what is your unique superpower, right? What do you do so much better than the average person that is going to be a huge advantage for you in the job search? And this is, finding your strengths has both that kind of personal confidence boosting angle to it, which is really key, and it can sound simple and it can sound a little bit trite, right, of just getting your mindset right and your confidence right and all of that. It also has this really serious advantage for you in if you can figure out what you honestly do so well and bring that to the table. And it's something that's very hard to do for yourself. So this is a time where you want to be using assessments like a strengths finder. You want to be doing exercises around your story and your highs and your lows. We have an exercise that we can send out to folks after too on this called The Power of My Strengths that Spencer uses with his clients. And what started coming out of this is the relationship building, the communication strength for Marybel. That was something she took for granted. She's like a fish in water with it. And she was an amazing networker. She had really trusted relationships with people. She was able to really communicate in a clear way, was able to understand a lot of both the deeply technical work, but also talking to anyone, right? So talking to people on the funder side, all of this kind of stuff. So these kind of strengths were really coming up. Then from there, you go into brave the unknown. So this is when you've done all of this personal reflection work to start, and now it's time to put it into practice. You can't stay at the reflection exercises stage. It takes actually getting it into the job hunt, and I think almost everyone here has started doing that, right? So getting actually into the world, into the search. Getting help from your team. So this is the time to, not necessarily experts, but just other people who are going through a similar situation. So many of you in this room for each other, your friends, your family, your former colleagues, just anyone who's in a community who can help you is key to get them on your side. Think of this as kind of your inner circle, your super team to the hero's journey metaphor. So this was what Marybel did, was surrounded herself with lots of former colleagues and friends who really knew what she could do, were able to be there for her, to keep her mindset right as she went through this journey, to give her honest feedback along the way. Really, really, really important. And then we get into this try, fail, learn, repeat. So we're going to save this part of her story for Apply Like a Scientist, because this middle section, this Act 2 of The Hunt Like a Hero, is where Apply Like a Scientist comes in. So it's easy to say, try, fail, learn, repeat, and we know that that's not helpful, right? So we're going to give you very specific, very tangible, tactical steps that are based on our experience helping job seekers for this later on in the presentation as part of Apply Like a Scientist. And then end of Act 2, this is the dark night of the soul. This is the all is lost moment, right? And the key is this is part of the process. This is it doesn't feel that way. It feels like everything I'm doing is wrong and I'm never going to get what I'm after here. And often it's that darkest moment before the dawn, so to speak, of actually finding your fit. And then from there, the rest of the process takes care of itself. So it is a thing that a lot of people spend a ton of time focusing on the interview prep, on the negotiations, on reviewing the offer. All of that stuff is really important. We have some really tactical advice for you on that we can also share after. But all of this comes after this moment of discovering your true fit, and that's the story beats of how this process generally plays out.